Time Walk with Me.
Hey everybody! Welcome back to Time Walk with me. I am the Time Walker, and this is Lathiel, the Bounteous Dawn. Lathiel is a 2/2 legendary unicorn that costs 2 generic, green, and a white mana to cast. That's kind of a lot for a 2/2, but she has lifelink, so it's fine. Also, at the beginning of each end step, she takes all the life you've gained during that turn and distributes up to that many +1/+1 counters among any number of other target creatures. They can be yours or anyone else's, as long as they are not Lathiel herself, so you can do political maneuvers with her. This deck is all about gaining life and making small creatures bigger. This category is full of creatures that make you gain life when they enter the battlefield, or cards that make creatures give you life when they enter the battlefield. The idea behind them is to put all the counters they give you at the end of your turn on them, so you look at them as their base power plus the life they give you, and the base toughness plus the life they give you. Courier Griffin. 2 life from this 2/3 flyer makes it a 4/5 flyer, which isn't bad for 4 mana. Trostani Selesnia's Voice. This one doesn't give you life for itself, but it makes all your other creatures give you life equal to their toughness when they enter the battlefield. It can also populate, but that part doesn't really matter unless you happen to have a good token to copy. Aven of Enduring Hope. 6/6 flying for 5 mana, not bad. Dawning Angel. A 7/6 flying for 5 mana is even better. Soaring Sandwing. You can plane cycle this if you don't need a 6/8 flyer. A Johnny's Welcome. Healer of the Glade. This can be a 4/5 for 1 mana. No evasion though, so you might want to put those counters on a flyer. Lone Missionary. Like with the healer, you can have a 6/5 for 2 mana, or give 4 +1/+1 counters to a flyer. Lunarch Veteran / Luminous Phantom. You'll pretty much only need the Lunarch Veteran side of this. Luminous Phantom doesn't really do anything here. Aven Gagglemaster. I made sure a lot of the creatures in this section had flying. The more you have, the bigger this starts off. It's at least going to be a 6/5, which is nice for 5 mana. Gala Greeters. This one only gives you life once per turn, but has some other cool modes when other creatures enter the battlefield under your control. Aven Riftwatcher. This one only lasts a few turns, but it gives you some life on its way out, so that's nice. And Core Celebrant. Green and white are the main life gain colors in Magic, so it wasn't hard to find some good stuff for this section. Alabaster Potion. This gives life to you or anyone else, so you can potentially help somebody out in return for favors. Sacred Nectar. Ordeal of Heliod. Put this on a creature that already has 3 or more +1/+1 counters, and it can get 10 more at the end of the turn if it survives. Ifara's Radiance. I have some creatures in this deck that benefit from tapping or untapping, so they'll be what you want to put this on. Oreskos Sun Guide. See? Like this guy. Tap him to gain life, and then you get more life the next turn after he untaps. Elixir of Immortality. I like putting this into decks to recycle everything, but it also works here to give you life and +1/+1 counters. Campfire. This can give you 2 life during your turn, or exile itself to dodge command attacks once. Mazemind Tome. Once you've drawn a few cards or scryed a few times with this, it goes away and gives you some life. Congregate. Renewed Faith. Samite Herbalist. Here's another creature that likes to be tapped. Student of Ojutai. Jaddi Offshoot and Kazandu Nectarpot. They do about the same thing in this deck. Revitalize. Dawn of a New Age. This draws you a few extra cards and then gives you 4 life. Lembas. This is a food that recycles itself. Gross. Samwise Gamgee. Sam doesn't directly give you life, but food does. Beacon of Immortality. This is one of my favorite cards. It doubles your life and then recycles itself. Feed the Clan. Verdant Command. Feud Killer's Verdict. Sanguine Sacrament. And Glorious Sunrise. During your combat phase, you can gain 3 life or any of the other of this card's nice effects. The Book of Exalted Deeds. This deck is very good at giving you more than 3 life a turn, so you'll end up getting 3/3 angels pretty regularly. Celestial Unicorn. Lurking Roper. This is another good card to put enchantments like Ifara's Radiance on. Every time you use it, it'll untap itself to be used again. Trelasara Moondancer. Angel of Vitality. This card is amazing in Commander. Since you start at 40 life, it'll enter the battlefield as a 4/4 rather than a 2/2, which is great for 3 mana. Then it enhances all your life gain. Test of Endurance. As long as you're 10 life over your starting life total during your upkeep, you win. Ajani's Pridemate. Felidar Sovereign. This gives you an easier win than Test of Endurance. Speaker of the Heavens. As long as you're at 47 life or higher, this can tap to give you 4/4 angels. Stormherd. This spell is extremely expensive, but it's also extremely devastating. If you have the highest life total, you'll get enough 1/1 flyers to take anybody out in one attack. Honor Troll. This will come out as a 4/4 for 3 mana, plus it enhances your life gain. Heron of Hope. This enhances your life gain, but it's just a 2/3 that can give itself lifelink. And Griffin Airy. This can easily end up giving you a 2/2 flyer every turn. We got Conclave Mentor and Hardened Scales. Both of these do the same thing. One cool thing about it, though, is that it gives extra +1/+1 counters on a per-creature basis. So if you gain, say, 3 life and have 3 creatures out, you'll want to put 1 counter on each of them. Then these cards will give each one an additional counter, so 3 extra. Invoke the Divine, Heliod's Intervention, Triumphant Surge, and Ray of Dissolution. Many Partings. This just puts a basic land into your hand, but it also gives you a food token, so it's good first turn play. Arboreal Grazer. This is another good first turn play. Karametra's Favor, Utopia Vow, Careful Cultivation, and Return from the Wilds. This is cool because it can give you a land and a food. Delny, Streetwise Lookout. Keep Lathiel's power to 2, which of course you'll have to because you can't put she can't put +1/+1 counters on herself with her ability, and this will double all of its triggers. And it's a kind of expensive card, but I got it in a pack, so that's why I have one. And Damning Verdict. Hey, it's a one-sided board wipe. We got Plains and Forests, Gingerbread Cabin. Play this at the right time and you'll get some food. Radiant Fountain, Idyllic Grange, Karn's Bastion, Pit of Offerings. This is a good free graveyard hate. Sungrass Prairie, Bredegard Stronghold, Blossoming Sands, Command Tower, Evolving Wilds / Terramorphic Expanse, Crowsand Verge, Scattered Groves, and Creosote Heath. So there it is. That is Lathiel, the Bounteous Dawn. Kind of seems like an easy... It was kind of an easy deck to build, but I think it might be effective. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you would put in your Lathiel deck, and I will see you next time.